put the enemy in his place. Yes, I messed up. I made a fall. I made a went the other way, but thanks be unto God who lets me on my fault and see me as a need. See, I know the song says he looks beyond my fault and he see my every need, but I had to remix it to white because he see me as a need. I can't hear nobody. In spite of my resume, in spite of the hell that I had to go through, he still see fit to use me. Somebody say, I didn't get what I deserve. Why? Because I was covered high in my detour. Wait a minute. Have you ever been traveling? I'm going to get to the text as I make my exodus. Have you ever been traveling? Just the other day, I was in Brunswick and we had to, I was in Palatka, I'm sorry, and we had to get up Minister Walker that Sunday morning from Palatka to ride to Brunswick to be on church on time, and then I had a 3 o'clock service that I had to go through, so I had to go to the GPS, but when I typed in the GPS, they give you options, and one of the options, y'all don't mind if I take my shoes off, right? I feel like preaching now. Yeah, so I began Pastor Forrester began to put the address of the church in the GPS because I knew that I was on a time schedule. God, have you ever been on a time schedule when you was in a rush to go somewhere? So I put in Minister Prince, I said, give me the estimated time that I will arrive to my destination. And they told me it would take at least 2 hours according to their time schedule. But I considered the way we drive and the way that the speed limit is. So I began to factor in my own time. I can't hear nobody. So we began to get on the highway. I believe that was I don't know what highway we got on. I didn't do the driving. But we got on the highway and I noticed that the GPS told us to make a left. But instead of us making a left, we kept straight. Which should have put us, Pastor Tory, an hour behind schedule. But somebody say, I'm covered in my detour. So I began to look at the driver. I said, look here. I said, we got a 4 o'clock service. We got to do so. I don't know how we're going to reroute this back to the church that we need to be. But maybe we need to stop and listen to the GPS as it recalculates. Let me pause right here and put a quarter in the meter. Sometimes when we're heading around the different roads in our life, every now and then we need to be able to stop and ask God to recalculate us. I can't hear nobody right there. Recalculate me until I get on the schedule that has been ordained by my life, because the Bible says that the steps of a good man is watered by the Lord. So if my steps is watered by the Lord, that means I'm on schedule with God. Every now and then, your faith will recalculate God's attention and get you to the point where you need it. We look here quickly at the text today. We understand that here is the parable that Jesus began to speak, and he began to tell the Pharisees about the different parables in the Bible, and he began to talk about the lost coin and the lost sheep, and then we approach the text here where he begins to talk about the lost son. God, have you ever felt like the prodigal